guys, welcome back to the Southern Rustic. In today's video, we're going to be going a little bit old school today, and we're going to be cooking one of my favorite recipes that I loved making with my grandmother growing up, and that is Hungarian goulash. It is so delicious and easy to make. Just have to stew it a while, but you can certainly throw this in the crock pot for 6 to 8 hours, or you can definitely do this in the Instapot. Either way you do it, it turns out delicious every time. Let's go over the ingredients and we'll get started. Okay guys, this is what you're going to need for the goulash. You're going to need 2 onions diced. In the original Hungarian recipe you do not add vegetables, but I am going to add 2 stalks of celery and 2 carrots that I just diced roughly. But you can definitely omit these. I'm just going to add these in for a little bit more substance. You're going to need 14 ounces of diced tomatoes and 14 ounces of tomato sauce. You're also going to need a pound to 2 pounds of stew meat. This is just a beef roast that I diced into rather thick slices. I'll show you what to do with these in just a second. You're also going to need pepper, salt, 3 teaspoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of marjoram, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 2 bay leaves. Also, you're going to need some olive oil. Okay guys, now before you start the process, you're going to preheat your Dutch oven to about medium low heat. Then you're just going to season your beef with a little bit of salt and pepper. I've already seasoned the bottom side, so we're just going to season the top. Make sure you season it well because you want to get enough flavor in this as possible. Alright, that should be good. Now we're just going to head on over to the stove. Okay guys, I've got my pan heating. I'm just going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my pan. This is just going to help cook everything. And add in your beef. Now that we've got our beef in here, you don't want it to get too brown too quickly, so now we're just going to add in our vegetables. A pinch of salt and a little bit of pepper. Now at this point you're going to add in 4 cups of water. Give this a stir. Now at this point you're going to bring this to a boil, and you're going to let this boil for 15 minutes. And then I'll meet you right back here for the next step. Okay guys, this has been cooking for about 15 minutes. And as it was cooking, I kind of just skimmed off the brown foam that comes up. Not all of it, just a little bit. You certainly don't have to do that, but I did. Now we're just going to add in the rest of our ingredients. You're going to add in your spices, your diced tomatoes, your tomato sauce, two bay leaves. Just give this a stir. Now at this point you can add water if you need it. just to cover the meat, I think I'm just going to add maybe about half of a cup. Because this is going to evaporate as it cooks. Just bring this to a boil. When it gets to a boil, turn the heat to low, cover it with a lid, and you're going to let this cook for about an hour and a half to 2 hours until the meat gets tender and the vegetables are tender. So just make sure to come every once in a while and stir this in the cooking process so that way it doesn't stick to the bottom. So we're just going to bring this to a boil and then put the lid on. Okay guys, for the dumplings, all you're going to do is you're going to put between 1.5 to 2 cups of flour, depending on how many dumplings you want to make. Just put that into a bowl, and you're going to add in between 1/2 cup to 1 cup of warm water. You don't want much, but you just want it to be a really thick consistency, like a really sticky wet dough. As you can tell, it's really thick, but it's still pourable. It's just something that you have to play around with to get the right consistency for the dumplings. And then we're just going to bring a pot of water to a boil, add some salt, and then you're just going to take little spoonfuls of this. I guess you could say about that much, about 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon, and then you're just going to drop these into the hot boiling water and let them cook. And when they float up, you're going to take them out and place them on a plate to drain, or you can just put them in a colander to drain, and then you can just take the dumplings and just saute them in some butter, and I will show you how to do that as soon as my water comes up to boil. Okay guys, my water is boiling, and I'm just going to put a healthy handful of salt in there. And give that a stir. Now we're going to drop in our dough. Just take it and just drop it in. You're just going to do this until you get all of your dough cooked, and as I said before, they will float to the top when they are done. Just give them a little zhuzh around the pan, and eventually when they are cooked, they will float up to the top and you can just take them out. Okay guys, I cooked 2 different sizes of dumplings. You can make big dumplings like this, or you can make more of a spätzle type dumpling, which is the more smaller version. To get this, all you have to do is just push the dough through a slotted spoon into the water and let it cook. So I just drained all of these in a colander. Now I'm just going to take them out and just put them in a bowl. And you can set these aside until later when the goulash gets done, and then you can just toss them with some butter in a skillet and let them fry up a little bit, and then you will be good to go. Or you can serve as is, just put a little bit in a bowl, top it with the goulash, you're good to go. But I'm going to wait on my goulash to get ready, and then we will plate it up and do a taste test for you guys. Alright guys, my stew is done. I've got a little bit cooling over here in a bowl for taste testing. If you've noticed, I've had a change of outfit. I changed my shirt because if you're me, you can't cook unless you get something all over you. So I just had to change my shirt. I've got that cooling, and we are just going to do a taste test. I've added my dumplings into my soup and just gave it a little zhuzh around the bowl. But you guys, this smells absolutely amazing. Let's give this a try. Get a piece of meat and some vegetables and a little dumpling. If I can get it all on one spoon. Maybe. Oh well. You guys, that meat is so tender and that broth is so flavorful. You're absolutely going to love this. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit that little red subscribe button down below and join the family here at the Southern Rustic. We'd love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.